All right, you guys, we are doing another live here at REI Wolfpack. Today, I'm actually going to be going through Facebook because on Facebook, there are so many real estate groups. And a lot of these groups are people like newbie investors who are asking questions, tons of questions, really simple questions to those of us who have been doing this for some time now. But I want to kind of go through some of these groups and answer some of these questions for you guys live so that if you run across a newbie person, you can just go ahead and share this video with them. You can say, hey, a lot of your questions will be answered here. So I'm looking at a question here. This says, I live in Houston, Texas. I'm new to wholesaling. Where do I go to buy a list? So first off, if you're new to wholesaling, if you're new to real estate investing, I do not recommend going out and buying a list right away. Like, you need to get dirty and get muddy, like working on leads that you don't have to pay for. So I would recommend going to Facebook, the marketplace, and these groups and finding properties that are for sale, that are like dirt cheap properties for sale. Hopefully it's with the seller or with the owner, I should say, or maybe it's with another wholesaler and say, hey, can I help you market this property, right? Start there, attach yourself to someone at the hip so that you can learn the game before you start paying to learn the game, right? Another way that you can get leads is obviously on Zillow.com for sale by owner. You can get leads on Craigslist. You can literally get leads for free just about anywhere. Another great place would be with an agent or on the MLS, expired listings. These are all places where you can get seller leads. And in fact, I'm going to grab my headphones so the quality is a little bit better. Give me 1 second. All right, you guys, hopefully that sound quality is a little bit better with the headphones in now. So just back to the point of buying leads. Now, when you do your first deal, and in fact, when I did my first deal, I know a lot of you guys have heard this story before, but I think it's really important that you hear it so that you know I didn't get started with a partner. I didn't get started, spending money on leads. I literally picked up the phone. I scrolled through Zillow.com in my local area within like 10 miles of me, so I felt confident about what I knew about the area. I called the homeowners. It was actually a group, an LLC. I was able to speak with the main percentage holder in the LLC, and from that, I was able to get the property under contract on a lease option, and then I was able to assign my rights, my position in the contract for $7,000 on my first deal. It took me a total of 5 weeks to do it, you guys, and it was a completely free lead. The only thing that I paid for was my phone bill, which I would have paid for anyway, my gas to drive to and from the property, which I would have paid for anyway, right? And the sign that I put in the yard. That was really it. So that's how you can really do your first deal. So I'm going to keep scrolling here and try to find another question. All right. Okay, here's a great question. So this person here says, hello, I am new to real estate. I have a couple questions. First question, should I get a healthy list of buyers before I start marketing? Second question, how do I get access to the MLS? These are huge questions, you guys. So I actually had someone inbox this to me earlier asking if they should start with a buyer's list or if they should start with building a seller's list. And I'll take a step back here. Kent Clothier, he teaches he calls it reverse wholesaling. He's got this whole backstory of a company that he used to work for, and he went the process of quote unquote building a grocery list for these buyers, and then he'd go and buy that grocery list instead of going and buy groceries and saying, hey, what of the groceries that I've bought do you want, right? So that's kind of the whole reverse wholesaling mentality. Go out and talk with buyers, learn the trick to the trade with the buyers, what they want to buy, what they're looking for, how much capital they have to invest, how quickly they can close, all these different things, right? Now, There's a huge number of reasons that I don't recommend this. One of the biggest is simply confidence. A lot of people, when they're first starting out, don't have the confidence. And if you go out and you talk to a buyer who you know has $1 million liquid cash to invest in a real estate, you might get scared. You might get nervous. You might freeze up and think, I don't even know what to say, right? Moreover, if you start talking with someone who's savvy, who's done a lot of real estate deals, and they want to make sure that they're working with someone who has done a lot of real estate deals and isn't going to bring them garbage, you're stuck. Because I remember when I went out there and started showing deals to buyers that I actually had under contract, they wanted to know that it wasn't just my first deal, right? And then when I started really building my buyers list, I was getting leads and deals under contract all the time, I started having buyers tell me like, hey, send me some of your recent deals. Send me some of your recent deals, right? So if you run into that, you're going to get stuck and you could freeze up. Now, an easy flip to that is just say, hey, I'm new to this. I'm just getting started out in my real estate investing business. If you let me know your criteria, I'll make sure only to send you what you're looking for, and I'll keep everything else out of your inbox. Is that okay with you? And if they're a human being, if they're decent, they'll keep going forward. But I don't recommend it for just starting out. I do not recommend it for just starting out. What I recommend is that I just said this in the last one, but I recommend that you start with free leads. Newbies should start with freebies. Just put that in your mind. Newbies should start with freebies, free leads. Just go on Craigslist, Facebook, Zillow.com, Trulia, Hot Pads, you name it, for sell by owner sites. Start with free leads. Okay, I kind of beat the hammer on the nail on that one. But all right, second question, how do I get access to the MLS? Okay, so the simple answer to this question is you have to be an agent to get access to the MLS. Another way you can get access to the MLS is that you can become an assistant to an agent to get access to the MLS, right? The agent will actually have you pay the fee. It could be, $300, $400, $500, whatever it is. You'll pay the fee. They'll call the MLS commission or whatever it is, and they'll sign you up as a assistant to them, and you'll get your own login, access, and passcode to the MLS. Now, I recommend that you have a good relationship with the agent who's going to give you the access to the MLS, okay? Because they're going to want to make sure that you're not screwing up all their little parameters that they have in the MLS, okay? But that's a great way to get access to the MLS. The other thing is you don't always need access to the MLS. Right now, I teach all of my students and my partners and I, we strictly use Redfin. Redfin for us in the Chicagoland area here is basically the MLS itself. So we use Redfin for all of our evaluations, all of our comps on our properties. Now you have to know how to work the map, and we can show you how to do that, but we use Redfin for everything. And I also have a team of realtors that work with me, realtors and agents that work with me. So if I really feel like, hey, I want to get a second opinion, I'll call up one of my partners, Todd. I'll say, who's an agent. I'll say, hey, Todd, can you run the numbers on this for me? Let me know what you think the ARV is, right? And they'll get back to me because we're gonna split some profits on the deal. Okay, so those are great questions from that guy here. Let's see what else we've got. All right, I'm gonna scroll through and find. And if you're watching this live right now, or if you're watching this later on, put your questions in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. I'll see the notification and I'll message back to your question if you have it. All right. A lot of people in groups, they say, I'm new to real estate investing. Is there anyone here I can talk to? Guys, you can talk to me, okay? I can't do it with my left finger. Look at that. It's like slow. My right finger is... All right, never mind. Hopefully my handy-dandy eraser here can help me out with that. So yeah, if you're new to groups and you need someone to talk to, inbox me, right? Just send me an inbox. You can send me an inbox to Daniel Evers. That's my Facebook page. You can send me an inbox to the REI Wolfpack page where you're watching this live on right now. You can absolutely do that. Okay, here's another newbie. He says, hey, I am new to the wholesale business. Where do I get contract forms? Guys, this is a great question. Getting the right contracts is really important. I highly recommend you go down to the title company, you go down, you find a local attorney. There's tons of free contracts on the web, but they may not work for your area. You may not understand the lingo. Even though you get a contract, I could give you a free contract right now, right? But you've got to understand the lingo. You've got to understand what it says, because just having the contract isn't enough, right? Because when you sit down with the seller and you're going through the contract and you read something, if the seller's halfway savvy, they're going to call you on it. Especially the buyer, when you go to assign the property, if they're halfway savvy, they're going to call you on something if you don't explain it right, and it could screw up the deal. So be careful, okay? All right, let's see what other questions we have here. How much time am I on right now? I don't want to go too long. All right, let's see. So this guy says, I called my attorney to set up a wholesale real estate business entity and need a lawyer, drop contracts, etc. She said she does not want to get involved with that type of business. Is that normal? Should I have rephrased what I wanted? Kind of discouraging. She was very rude. Okay, wow, that's pretty tough. So when I first got started, I literally called, I don't know, in fact, my younger brother was living with me at the time, and I think I called like 50 title companies, something crazy. My brother and I, we called 50 title companies, and we asked all the title companies, are you wholesale investor friendly? Will you do an assignment? Will you do a double close or a double escrow? I kept asking those questions to every single person I could, every single title company that I could get my hands on, right? Because I wanted to know if they were investor friendly. And then when I found one that was, I knew at that point that they had to be working with attorneys and lawyers who were doing those deals, right? So then I would say, hey, you're investor friendly, awesome. You'll do an assignment, awesome. You'll do a A to B and a B, or a C to B and B to A close, right? Or you'll do a double escrow, a double close, awesome. What's the name of the attorney who does those deals for you? And guess what? They give you the attorney's name, okay? So don't just call any random attorney, right? You don't want to call a medical attorney or whatever. You want to call an attorney that works with title companies who are investor friendly. That's what you're looking for. That's how you find an attorney who will do these types of deals with you and walk you through doing these deals, because they make money, right? And I'll throw a little sidebar in there. The way my attorney makes money on these deals is he pulls title. That's how my attorney makes money. He says, or he's like, all right, Daniel, I'll cut you a deal on my fee, but if you set it up so then all of your deals, I'm the one pulling title, we're good to go. And I'm like, awesome, man, you got it. So I just put it in my lingo in the contract. And now, because he knows he's going to be getting all of these deals, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 deals a month, and he's going to be the one pulling title, right? He's happy to do all my contracts for me for free. He's happy to give me all the documents that I need to lock up properties, right? All right, you guys. Then he also said, should I rephrase what I said? No, just do what I just said. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. All right. This person here says, okay, I'm new to wholesaling investing. So how do I find info about liens on the property? Simply, guys, when you find a property and you want to find out if there's liens on the property, you've got to pull title, right? You can do that a number of ways. You can pull title by having your attorney, you can have your attorney pull the title, and that'll show you if there's liens, if there's back taxes, if there's a backed water bill, if there is literally anything that's on the title. Your attorney will show you all those things on title, and now you can go back to the seller and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I know we contracted for $40,000. But you didn't, I asked you, if you had any liens, if you had any judgments on the property. You told me no, we pulled title in it. We did a soft pull on the title, and it says you've got $7,000 worth of liens and judgments and back taxes on title, right? So we've got to have a reduction in the price in that, okay? So that's another great question. And guys, I think that's it for me. I don't want this to drag on too long. I can do this. If this was beneficial, if this was helpful for you guys, let me know in the comments, share this video, and I'll be happy to do this. I don't know what today is. Today's Tuesday. I'll be happy to do this every Tuesday, just answering, we'll call it Newbie Tuesday maybe. Instead of Ruby Tuesday, Newbie Tuesday. Okay, all right, enough of the puns. Okay, but I'm happy to do this every Tuesday to answer questions. I'm still learning stuff as I go along. I'm still getting better as I go along, and your questions help me to get better at what I do. So thank you guys so much. Do not forget, we have a webinar, a live training. We're going to show you guys how I was able to do my biggest deal in wholesale real estate investing with literally no money into the deal, and just a little bit of marketing on the phone and actually driving to the appointment to meet with the seller. So if you're interested, if you've done a deal, or if you haven't done a deal and you want to know how to get started and crushing it, absolutely crushing it in real estate investing, join the live webinar. I'll put a link in the comments or something like that, but I guarantee you guys are going to love it. It's going to be great, and I believe it's going to change your business. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.